It's the first Wednesday of the Tour de France of 2021, and overnight we just saw Mark Cavendish pull off a stage win, his 31st in the history of the Tour de France. And I thought I'd talk with a good friend of his and a former lead-out maestro for Cavendish, Mark Cavendish, the most prolific stage winner of the Tour de France in recent times. For those who don't know the connection between Mark Renshaw and Mark Cavendish, it's a long and illustrious one. So stage 4, that's what happened. That's why we're talking. There was an exciting breakaway happening and then a sprint ensued, which everyone expected. But I don't know if a lot of people would have predicted Mark Cavendish to be the winner. We talked about him signing up with Koenig Quick-Step at the beginning of the season, and you said there's no chance they'll take him to the Tour de France. Talk me through what happened overnight. Did you watch it live, and what were your emotions?
Well, I guess that's the best thing about professional cycling is you never know what can happen. And that's why you have breakaways. That's why you have things like this where people give it a shot. And yeah, look, honestly, I didn't think he'd go to the Tour this year. But as circumstances played out, Sam Bennett's knee injury, Cav coming to the fore again. He's proved a lot of people wrong. He did prove me wrong because I didn't think he'd go to the Tour. But honestly, him winning a stage in the Tour de France this year hasn't shocked me. I always knew that he's, the best sprinter ever. So, to see him come back from injury and the last couple of years, which have been quite hard, really chapeau to him. It just shows the grit that he has as a rider. Never give up. I think as we saw, he was super emotional. So, pretty proud that he's come back to the cream again. And I read some things today, and he did win over 3 generations of sprinters. So I think we need to remember that. Not only was he beating the, Pataki and the end of Cipollini, but, all these kind of generation, and then right through Kittel, and then, now Demar and Groenewegen. Well, even though Groenewegen's not the Tour, but, he's still beating some of the best sprinters. He's winning Belgium. Caleb was there. So he's proven that he's once again, top of the game.
And for you, I know when, for example, it was announced he was going to be in the Tour lineup, you tweeted and said, "Wow, my heart just went up a few beats a minute," and you're going to be super excited. You already are going to be excited to watch the Tour de France, I imagine. Did you watch it live last night, or did you just wake up to the news this morning?
No, I didn't watch it live. I shut it down. I went to bed. Look, I got 3 young kids, and they just don't like having to sleep in, and I need my rest. So I get up early with them. They're always awake before 6 o'clock, so I jump straight in and check out what's happening. And just amazing. I watched the replay this morning and looked at the stage in depth, and how he did the sprint was amazing.
You were with him in 2015 when he won in the same town. A lot has unfolded, and you've also remained close with him even though you've stopped racing. Have you had contact with him since his stage win overnight, or when was the last time you talked to him, and what was exchanged between you two? Was there still motivational speech from you, or?
We bounced back and forward a little bit. Obviously, we're in different stages of our life at the moment, but in fact, I had him on the phone for a good 15, 20 minutes just the evening before the stage yesterday. So it was early morning here in Australia, late. I think it was about 11 o'clock over there. So he was still awake, and I had a good chat with him. It was the first time I've touched base, and we spoke about the stage that he won and the finish and what it was like in 2015. And it was good to have him on the phone. He's in good spirits, and I think, one thing he touched on was how much he likes the bike at the moment. It fits him well. Obviously it's up to you as a rider to train harder and prepare harder. But for him personally, I think it was a big step in his equipment, and he had the confidence, and even those little things just, click for Mark Cavendish and make it work.
A happy Cav is generally a successful Cav, and if you're talking about the high spirits he had before stage 4, I can't imagine how to be now. Do you think he's going to just keep on ticking them off like he did in 2016 when he got 4 stage wins at the Tour de France? Could you imagine something like that happening?
Look, before the tour, I would have never said that he'll, come out and win 4 stages. But he loves to prove me wrong. He loves to prove everybody wrong. So if they say he can't do it, he'll step up and do it. But there's no doubt he'll have confidence by the bucket loads. He's in one of the strongest teams for lead out in the Tour de France. Deceuninck Quickstep have shown that. In my opinion, Morkov is the absolute outright best lead out man in the business at the moment. So, he's got great guys, he's got great equipment, great team, and all the staff around him at Deceuninck Quickstep are staff that he's known for years. We were in the team together. Some followed him to NTT or Dimension Data, sorry. So he's in a happy place, and as you said, when you see happy Cav, you see results.
Well, thanks for having a quick chat about it. It's must be difficult for you watching, knowing that peers of yours are still out there succeeding, but it must also be a bit of a buzz. I imagine you might watch the next non-time trial stage live and see how it unfolds. Is that right?
Yeah, being honest, I do miss it. I miss lots of things about it. I'm happy back here in Australia. That first crash on stage 1, normally I'm lying on the bottom of that. So, here I'm lying on the couch watching. So there's things I miss, but I think this year it kind of hits home a little bit more now that we're back into a normal-ish Tour de France, in July, whereas last year was a total different time. And, I spoke with Caleb as well yesterday after his crash, and I told him, geez, I'd love to be over there. And he just wrote back, you don't want to be here, trust me. So, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but I'm really happy back here in Bathurst with the, working in the bike shop, kids at home, and, mowing the grass and just doing normal life things.
You touched on it, so I'm going to have to ask about it. But in the conversation with Caleb, was it total devastation? Was it pain? What was he talking? What was the theme? And what insights did he offer you after what looked like a horrible crash?
Yeah, look, he's disappointed. We spoke about more things than probably bike riding, but he just touched on that he had absolutely, the best form he's ever been in. So, that really hurts when you go home with an injury, when you're in top shape. But yeah, I think he's had the operation now, and he's already set new goals. He's already announced those, and that's what professional athletes work towards, his new goals. And he'll go home, he'll prepare, he'll get in the whatever it takes, hyperbaric chambers, physios, chiros. He'll get on top of it, and he'll be back for the Vuelta, hopefully.
All right. Hey, Mark, terrific. Thanks for having a quick chat, and enjoy the rest of the tour, and get back to the lawn mowing, I suppose.
Cheers. Thanks, Rob.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
No worries, mate.
See ya.
Gotcha.